56% of WooCommerce stores fail Google's Core Web Vitals, the speed test that quietly decides who shows up on page 1. Shopify stores pass at 65%, but Shopify takes a cut of every sale, and most store owners don't realize how much until it's too late. Today, we're showing you which platform actually wins in 2026, and which one is quietly costing you money. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what each platform really costs once you add the hidden fees, which one wins on speed and SEO in 2026, who owns your store and your data, and which platform fits your specific business, not someone else's. No hype, no affiliate spin, just the trade-offs. Welcome to Pages of Pros. This channel exists for one reason: to give you the honest pros and cons of every business model, marketing tactic, and money decision before you commit your time and your savings. Because the internet is full of YouTubers who get paid commissions to send you to one platform. We don't. We profit when you make a smart choice, not when you make a fast one. So let's talk about Shopify versus WooCommerce. What each one actually is in 2026, what they cost when you add it all up, and who each one is genuinely built for. Shopify is a hosted all-in-one e-commerce platform. You pay a monthly fee. They handle the server, the security, the checkout, the payment processing, and the entire infrastructure. You log in, you sell. WooCommerce is the opposite. It's a free open-source plugin that turns a WordPress website into an online store. You own everything: the server, the database, the code, the customer data. But you're also responsible for everything. Here's where most comparisons stop. They tell you Shopify is easier and WooCommerce is more flexible, and they leave it there. That's not enough. Because the real picture in 2026 is this: WooCommerce powers around 36% of all e-commerce websites globally, more than any other platform. Shopify holds about 27 to 28%, but Shopify dominates the top 1 million highest traffic stores at roughly 29%, versus WooCommerce's 18%. Translation: WooCommerce wins on raw store count. Shopify wins where the money actually is. That gap matters, and we're about to explain why. Shopify's biggest pro is also its simplest one. You know what you're paying. The basic plan is $39 a month, or $29 if you pay annually. The Grow plan, that's the new name for what used to be called the Shopify plan, is $105. Advanced is $399. Hosting, security, SSL, infrastructure, fraud detection, all included. No surprise hosting bill. No, your plugin broke the site phone call at midnight. For someone who doesn't have a developer on speed dial, that predictability is genuinely worth paying for. The trade-off is what they take per sale, and we'll get to that in the cons. On WooCommerce, you own your store, not a metaphor, literally. The files sit on your server. The database is yours. The customer list is yours. Nobody can suspend you, raise your monthly fee, or change your terms of service. If you've ever read about a Shopify store getting paused mid-launch because the platform's automated review system flagged something, you understand why this matters. WooCommerce removes that risk entirely. The trade-off, of course, is that everything that breaks is now your problem. We'll come back to that. Speed isn't a vanity metric. Google ranks based on it. Customers abandon based on it. 65% of Shopify stores pass Google's Core Web Vitals threshold. Only 44% of WordPress and WooCommerce stores do. That gap is structural. Shopify runs on a managed CDN with optimized infrastructure, and most WooCommerce stores run on shared hosting that wasn't built for e-commerce traffic. If you're not technical and you're not paying for premium hosting, Shopify will be measurably faster than your WooCommerce store. That's just the data. Here's where WooCommerce pulls clearly ahead. WordPress was built for content, and WooCommerce inherits all of it. Hierarchical URLs that match your category structure. Yoast or rank math giving you granular schema control. The full WordPress block editor for product education content. None of that requires a workaround. Shopify has closed the gap in 2025 and 2026. They now support JSON-LD schema natively, which is a real upgrade. But Shopify still locks your URL structure into /products and /collections. You can't customize it. For SEO-driven businesses where content is the main acquisition channel, WooCommerce remains the better tool. Out of the box, Shopify gives you abandoned cart recovery, gift cards, discount codes, multi-location inventory, a real analytics dashboard, native email marketing, and 24/7 support. On WooCommerce, every one of those is a separate plugin, some free, some paid. Each one is another thing that can break, conflict, or stop being maintained. If you value time over flexibility, this pro is bigger than it sounds. So those are the real pros. If you're sitting there thinking, Shopify wins, decision made, pump the brakes. Because the cons are where most people get blindsided. And the very next one we're about to cover is the single biggest reason scaling Shopify stores quietly hand back thousands of dollars they didn't know they were spending. Stay with us. Let's just say it directly. The $39 basic plan is the floor, not the ceiling. If you don't use Shopify payments, meaning you use PayPal, Stripe, or any other gateway, Shopify charges an additional 2% on every single transaction on basic. That drops to 1% on Grow and 0.6% on Advanced. On $10,000 of monthly revenue, that's an extra $200 going to Shopify just for using a different processor. Then there are the apps. The average Shopify merchant spends $100 to $300 a month on apps. Klaviyo for email, Recharge for subscriptions, review tools, upsell tools, because the native features only get you so far. The store doing $500,000 a year typically spends between $4,800 and $9,600 annually on Shopify, all in. That's the real number. WooCommerce loves to advertise that the plugin is free. Technically true, practically meaningless. The realistic first-year cost of a serious WooCommerce store is $500 to $1,500. That covers managed hosting at roughly $20 to $40 a month, a domain, an SSL setup, premium plugin licenses for things Shopify includes natively, and a basic security stack. If you want professional maintenance, which you should the moment you're processing real revenue, that's another $50 to $300 a month. A typical mid-complexity WooCommerce store ends up at around $2,400 to $5,400 a year on $500,000 of revenue. Cheaper than Shopify, yes, but not free, and not by the margin most YouTubers claim. This is the one nobody talks about enough. In the first 6 months of 2025 alone, PatchStack tracked 6,700 new WordPress vulnerabilities. 41% of them were exploitable in real-world attacks. A 2025 industry survey found that 64% of WordPress professionals had personally experienced a breach, and most of those breaches happened on sites without a structured maintenance plan. On Shopify, security is their job. They're PCI Level 1 certified by default. On WooCommerce, you're the security team. If a plugin has a vulnerability and you don't update it, or you do update it and it breaks your checkout, that's your incident, your downtime, your refunds. Recovering from a hacked WooCommerce store typically costs $200 to $2,000, and that's before you count the lost revenue and the customer trust damage. This is the strategic problem most beginners don't see until it's too late. Shopify can change their pricing. They have. Shopify can change their terms. They have. Shopify can suspend your store for a TOS violation flagged by their automated systems. That happens regularly, usually to dropshippers, but not exclusively. And if you ever want to leave, the migration is genuinely painful. Your URL structure is locked. Your apps don't transfer. Your customer email history doesn't come with you cleanly. You're running a business on rented land. The rent is convenient, but the landlord doesn't owe you anything. Cheap shared hosting will collapse the first time you hit a traffic spike. A Black Friday email to 20,000 subscribers, your site goes down. To handle real e-commerce volume on WooCommerce, you need managed e-commerce hosting, Kinsta, WP Engine, or Pressable, which runs $35 to $200 a month, plus a CDN, plus a caching plugin, plus image optimization, plus careful database management. Shopify handles the same traffic spike automatically because their infrastructure is designed for it. If you don't enjoy infrastructure work, and most store owners don't, this con is bigger than it sounds. Now, the part everyone skips. The operators making real money on each platform aren't using them the way the YouTube tutorials show. 3 patterns show up consistently. Pay attention. This is the actual map. 1. They match the platform to the business model, not the other way around. If your business is a content engine, you rank for keywords, you write educational guides, you sell complex products that need explaining, You go WooCommerce. The SEO and content depth pays for the maintenance work multiple times over. If your business is a paid traffic engine, you run Meta and TikTok ads, your customers don't search for you, they get pushed to you. You go Shopify. Speed, conversion optimization, and zero infrastructure work mean every dollar of ad spend converts harder. Mismatching this is the single most expensive platform decision new operators make. 2. They use Shopify payments if they're on Shopify. Period. We covered that 2% third-party fee in the cons. Avoiding it is straightforward. Use Shopify payments. On $1 million in annual sales, that single decision is worth between $2,000 and $20,000 depending on your plan tier. Most stores leak this money for months without realizing it. 3. They budget for maintenance, not just launch. On either platform, the smart operators treat ongoing platform costs like rent, a fixed line item in the P&L. On Shopify, that means the right plan tier plus the apps you actually need. On WooCommerce, that means professional managed hosting plus a real maintenance retainer. The amateur version on both platforms is the same. Cheap out, then panic when something breaks during a launch. The pros pay the steady monthly cost, so the unknown emergency cost never hits. That's the difference. Not the platform, the discipline around it. So who should actually use what in 2026? You should choose Shopify if you don't want to think about hosting, security, or plugin updates. You run paid ads as your main channel. You sell products with simple decision-making. Fashion, beauty, gifts, accessories. And you'd rather pay a predictable subscription than manage infrastructure. You should choose WooCommerce if you already have a content marketing engine or plan to build one. You sell complex products that need education. You have technical comfort or budget for a developer. And the idea of fully owning your store and your customer data matters to you, for legal, strategic, or philosophical reasons. You should choose neither if you're hoping a platform decision will save a business that doesn't have a real product or a real audience yet. The platform isn't the business. The business is the business. We say that on every video for a reason. The verdict on Shopify versus WooCommerce in 2026. Both platforms are mature, capable, and powering 9-figure businesses. Neither one is dying. Neither one is the universal answer. Shopify wins for paid traffic, time-poor operators who value predictability. WooCommerce wins for SEO-driven, content-heavy operators who value ownership and long-term cost control. Pick the one that fits how you actually plan to acquire customers, not the one with the better marketing campaign aimed at you. That's the honest answer. No hype, no fear-mongering, just the trade-offs. If this gave you the clarity you were looking for, hit the like button. It genuinely helps the channel. Subscribe to Pages of Pros for honest trade-off analysis on every business decision before you bet your money on it. Next video, we're tackling SEO versus Google Ads. Which channel actually wins in 2026, and why the answer depends on a number most people get wrong. See you there.